Good morning, Unity. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Join us in singing our song. Welcome, welcome. We're going to do it like this, and we want to hear you sing it with us, okay? Don't be shy. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in. All right. Unity, clap your hands. Come on. Hey. It's a beautiful Sunday. Come on. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, 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 yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Sing it, Unity. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, hey, hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Come on. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Give yourselves a round of applause.
Good morning, Unity. Morning. I am Reverend Nicholas Gunn. I'm a staff minister here. I lead a little discussion group every Sunday, a prayer ministry. I occasionally get to speak, but not today. Not today. Those of you here who are not on the cruise, like 20 of our members and Reverend Paul and Reverend Darby, we're in for a treat. We're in for a real treat because we've got the Reverend Dr. Joe Hooper in house today. And let me tell you just a little bit about Reverend Dr. Joe, a.k.a. just Joe, was spiritual director of Center for Spiritual Living, Palm Desert, California for almost 20 years. With a relaxed, entertaining, and often irreverent style, he hitches everyone in the congregation with relevant themes, personal stories which resonate and demonstrate the commonality we share, like not being on a cruise right now. Born and raised and christened in Unity philosophy, he is excited to be back sharing his gifts, wit, and wisdom with us Unitics. We are delighted to have him back. Joe says his most successful role in life so far is as a dad. Joe's daughter is now a JetBlue pilot based in New York City, and he is grateful that she is finally giving back to him by providing lots of free tickets all over the world. That means that Joe and his husband Trey, a retired airline captain, can spend their retirement flying all over the world and saying yes to life. Joe, welcome, and thanks for being with us here today. Would you like to come and pray us in, Joe? Great.
I guess that's my job today, right? Here we go. Good morning, everyone. Oh, this is a good crowd. Hey, to heck with those people that are on the cruise. We're not bitter, right? Right? Could you do me a favor and just, there you go, thank you. Everybody, close your eyes, take a deep breath in, if you will. And exhale out. One more time, deep breath in. And exhale out. So let's center ourselves for just a moment. Let's know that we're here, the right place, the right time. By divine appointment, you walked into the door today. And by divine assignment, here I am, ready to play in the spiritual playground known as Unity of Broward. I have all the confidence in the world that something wonderful is going to happen here today. Someone who cried themselves to sleep last night will feel a healing begin to take place. We'll never know how many thousands of people have entered into this sanctuary who found their healing right here. But we know that when the right consciousness is here and the openness and receptivity, that all things are possible. And so we embrace this moment together. We celebrate. We may not be on a cruise, but we are having a ball right here at Unity of Broward. And I know this to be the truth, and so it is. Amen. So we're going to do the affirmation today, and the affirmation is going to pop up right here. This is one of my favorite affirmations. I do this every time I'm going to a doctor or a lawyer or my CPA to get my taxes done, or anytime I'm being divinely guided to someone else that's going to be of service to me. Because I can't do everything. Can anyone here do everything? No, right? I mean, I can't find the dipstick on my car, and I can't do anything with plumbing or electricity. So I'm always being divinely guided, and this is the affirmation I use because I want to make sure that I'm being divinely guided to those who are divinely guided for my highest and best good. And that's the information. Please join me, please. I am being divinely guided to those who are being divinely guided for my highest and best good. And so it is. All right. Here we go.
And will you please stand and rise and greet each other? right, everyone. And when the music stops, that's our cue. We have to follow the order of service, or Darby won't be happy when she comes back. When the music stops, it's time to sit back down, and we'll settle in. So I already introduced myself. I am Nicholas Gunn, and part of the many things I get to do here is be part of the platform team. So I have the pleasure of asking who's here for the first time this week. If you are, please raise your hand. Welcome. We have a little welcome packet we're going to give you, and if you return it to our lovely gift store, we'll have a free gift for you. Wonderful. So, another wonderful thing that we have going on here is we have some of the best music in South Florida of any spiritual center, led by James McCoy.
Good morning. So good to see all of you this morning. He's here with us once again. Won't you please welcome Mr. John Rose at the piano and the keyboards. Direct from Detroit, Michigan. He's still with us. We're so glad he's here. Mr. Ryan Rose playing the drums this morning. And you know our featured soloist, Ms. Danette Rivas. And this morning we have a song from New Thought, singer-songwriter. She's been involved with Unity and New Thought for a long time, Faith Rivera, one of her songs. And then we have a song from The Wiz. So there you go.
Always a blast to find out what we got today. Always new and fresh, too, so thank you. All right, so I have a few brief community updates. We are in just about the busiest time of the year for us, so we have tons and tons of fun and wonderful things going on here. So I get to share with you what they are. If we can go, here, I'll do the slide. There we go. First of all, join us in Friendship Hall after the service. We have snacks, coffee, refreshment. You get to get the party going keep it going from when you're greeting each other, all that excitement. Find a new friend. And on your way into Friendship Hall, we have our new gift store full of not only Unity books, but also jewelry, incense, candles, all kinds of wonderful things. We have mugs now. You can have Unity mug and get your mug shot on social media. Wow, okay. Worth a visit. It's always a party going on in there on your way by. All right. Coming up, and I'll just run through these quick. Every month, we have our senior discussion group on the last Saturday of the month at 10 a.m. Come and join a discussion led by Susan Silverman. Next Sunday is important for those of you who are members. We have our annual meeting. We do it once every year. You get to hear about all the interesting things we have planned for the coming year. You get to hear about church finances. We have a business meeting. But we'll keep it fun and we'll keep it relevant. So please, if you're a member or if you're just curious about what's going on, come as well. On starting Tuesdays, February 25th, we have Compassionate Communication Gatherings. That's with Reverend Paul. That'll meet in Friendship Hall. On the 27th, we have our sound healing for the new moon. Reverend Darby's going to be doing a sound healing. And then on the first Saturday, the 1st of March, which is Saturday, it's Women of Unity. And that's the first of every month. We always have Women of Unity on the first every month. So all kinds of stuff going on. You can find more details on the handout you got, and also if you subscribe to our happenings email. All right. Oh, I forgot to mention, the Women of Unity are doing bird watching next month. Bird watching. So look forward to that. And on March 2nd, which is the first Sunday in March, we have a chili cook-off where you all are going to get to taste the chili and vote that mine is the best. Or not. I'm sure there's many wonderful cooks in Unity, but I will be bringing my chili. So that is a challenge to anyone that wants to bring theirs. That's a fundraiser for our center. We're selling lunch tickets, and we're still accepting people with food donations. So please look in the happenings for the link and sign up for that. And we're going to welcome Reverend Dr. Joe Hooper, but I already read his bio. I couldn't get it out soon enough, so I did it first thing. So you know who he is, and he's wonderful, and we're so thrilled for him to be here today. So, let's go into the daily word. I invite you to get comfortable in your seats and get ready to turn within for some spiritual reflection. Our affirmation for today is, I hold a vision of a peaceful world. Will you please know that truth with me together? I hold a vision of a peaceful world. The peace I wish to see in the world begins in my own heart. To call upon the peace within me and bring it into the world, I use my spiritual gift of love to feel in harmony with all others. I use my power of imagination to envision a world filled with peace. And through my gift of will, I choose peaceful responses, no matter the circumstances. I envision God's healing, loving power enfolding the earth and all its people. As I claim this spiritual wisdom, my heart is lifted, and it's easier for me to perpetuate peace. The notion that others are holding the same vision of a peaceful world encourages and comforts me. I pray our shared goal of peace on earth touches every heart and mind and every corner of the globe. I hold a vision of a peaceful world, and so it is.
Had my share of heartache and sorrow, moments of sadness and lonely despair. I've been down on my knees, begging life please to take this burden I bear. I embrace this pain that I feel, for I know it's birthing me into a greater way of being. I'm ready to receive all the gifts the storm may bring. Here's a deeper sense within of God unfolding. Yes, these clouds are lifting me. Lord knows I've tried to run from these battles, but each time I circle to where I began, seem to move on till the learning is done. So teach me perfection there. I embrace this pain that I feel, for I know it's birthing me into a greater way of being. I'm ready to receive all the gifts the storm may bring. There's a deeper sense within of God unfolding. My light is growing. Yes, these clouds are lifting. They're lifting me. Raise me up to the next glorious mountain. I will love every valley and peak. There will be a new me for certain. Every step, every turn, my God's waiting there. My greatness endures. I embrace this pain that I feel, for I know it's birthing me into a greater way of being. I'm ready to receive all the gifts the storm may bring. There's a deeper sense within of God unfolding. My light is growing. There's peace in knowing God is lifting me. Ooh. They're lifting me. These clouds are lifting me higher. I know these clouds are lifting me. I'm grateful for gifts the storm may bring. I know these clouds are lifting me. I'm grateful for gifts the storm may bring. I know these clouds are lifting me. I'm grateful for gifts the storm may bring. I know these clouds are lifting me. I'm grateful for gifts the storm may bring.
Wow, let's hear it for this band. James and the band, you are amazing. Well, thank you. Oh my God, I gotta give me a hug. You gotta give me a hug. That was amazing. You know, I know Faith personally. She used to perform at our center, and come here. I think you actually blew it out of the park from that she does. She actually sounded better. Good job. Good job. That was amazing. So Kennedy Schultz, a minister in Atlanta, always said, never let a talk title get in the way of giving a good talk. Okay? So the title of my, oh, wait a minute, that's not me. I'm not in world peace. We already talked about world peace, right? We already got that? You already know who I am. Look at that. There we go. Bad picture. Go the other way. Thank you. You're just the man on top of everything. So I had to submit. They always want your talk titles in advance, and I'm the kind of person who sort of writes their talks last minute because I try to see what's going on in the world so that I can apply what I'm talking about to what's going on in the world today. I mean, I don't like to look too far back. I like to say, okay, wait a minute. I'm dealing with certain things this week. You know, if you open up social media, if you open up the news, if you talk to your neighbors or your friends or your family, there's these So today, weapons of mass distraction. It's very easy to get distracted on a spiritual journey or actually your daily routine when things start to pile up. Do you agree? So we have to learn, and let's talk about it, right? We need to talk about it. In metaphysics, many times, people always say, we just turn away from the condition and to the love and into the God. But you know what? I'm not good at just turning away at things. I just can't turn away from them because I still feel them. And I want you to recognize and acknowledge that I'm feeling this way. As a minister, I'm not one to say, oh, let's not talk about this. No. Let's talk about, in hard times, urging people to stay positive doesn't boost their resilience. It denies their reality. People in pain don't need good vibes only. They need a hand to keep them steady through all the vibrations. Strength doesn't come from a forced smile. It comes from feeling supported. I have a daughter. You heard about my daughter. We have this thing that when we talk on the phone and she calls to, we'll call it vent, I always say, are you venting? Do you just want me to listen, or do you want me to offer solutions? Because what I have learned is many times people don't want to hear your solution. They just need to get it off their chest. They just need to talk about it. Men are from Mars, women from Venus. They actually have a part in that whole book about that, men, just shut up and listen, right? And so I've learned with not just men, but with all people, most people just want to be supported. And you can't just force a smile on them and say, everything's going to be okay, kumbaya. Because that denies the reality of their feelings in the moment. And who wants to have that denied in the moment? Sometimes I just want to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to get down with you in this ditch, and I'm going to hang out for a few minutes with you. And I'm going to actually allow you to go through this process emotionally, and we'll talk it through. But my job and your job is not to stay down there in the ditch with them. It's to get back up on the higher ground and to seek spiritual solutions to everyday problems. That's what we do in metaphysics. That's what we do at Unity, and CSL, and churches all over. We try to find those spiritual solutions so that we can get through everyday troubles that happen, because they always come. There's always something that happens. Do you ever feel that way? Right when you get one thing done, right when my car's fixed, my refrigerator gives out, right? Yeah, it's just always, I feel like it's almost an affirmation that I always say it's always something. And it is always something, and it's a belief, and guess what? There's always something. Maybe I need to change that. Okay, next thing. So one of the biggest distractions, denial. Many people think when someone says God is all there is, that they are somehow denying the reality of things, of the physical environment, the physical body, the physical environment, and even their own personality. This is not the case. We don't deny anything other than wrong relationships. My relationship to my physical health, my relationship to my financial health, my relationship to my relationships. That's what we're talking about, okay? Keep moving. We do not deny the physical body or our environment. We take off the glasses that make things appear to be inverted and affirm a body of divine ideas ordained and organized for the definite purpose of its own self-expression. Notice that the word it, is capitalized. Whenever you read that, whenever you see that in any of the metaphysical documents or books, that refers to God's expression, capital I. I'm a little I, God's a big I, right? So when it says for the definite purpose of its own self-expression, it's saying take off the glasses that are inverted. In other words, take off the glasses of pain and know that there are other glasses you can put on that are going to be spiritually sound and bring you to its self-expression. But it requires us to take the first move. See, the first one is that what does it say first? I have to take off the glasses. Can you take off my glasses for me? No. You've ever heard row, row, row your boat? Stay out of my boat, right? This is your job. Now, friends can help you, but I can't take them off and make it right for you. The only person that can ever make anything right is your own consciousness and your own belief system and your own belief in that belief system and the willingness to execute it. Does that make sense? Are you with me? Anyone sleeping? Wake them up if they are next to you. Okay, good. Here we go. Okay, so denial. Oh, wait a minute. I did that already. Oh, next one. There we go. So we have denial as one of our biggest distractions. We just deny that it even exists. Let's not deal with it because I'm just going to put it off. Now, speaking of putting it off, what do we have? Why bother doing today what you can put off until tomorrow? Procrastination. I love this quote. I don't know where I got it, but it was online. Procrastination is suicide on the installment plan. It kills all sorts of ideas. Procrastination kills ideas, it kills relationships, it kills your physical health. It just diminishes everything. And I'm a procrastinator. I mean, if someone says there's something for me to do around the house, I will find anything and everything to do other than that because I don't want to do that. So I get busy doing other work. Napoleon Hill said, procrastination is a bad habit of putting off until the day after tomorrow what should have been done the day before yesterday. Right? Anybody ever talk about preventative home maintenance? This is where this comes in. We procrastinate doing things around our home, right? Cars, homes, relationships. We procrastinate, and then they break down. And then we break down, we go, I can't believe that. Well, did you do the necessary work to nurture it and take care of it and maintain it and sustain it? You can't just rely on something to do and go repeatedly. You have to take care of it. Whether that's your physical health, your financial health, your relationships, your creativity, all of those things need to be nurtured. And procrastinating in any area of that life will keep you from receiving your greater good. It always holds you back. And then you complain that nothing's ever working. Right? I do that. Does anyone else do that? I try and I try and I try, but nothing ever works. Really? Are you procrastinating, or are you actually doing the work necessary, the spiritual work and the physical work? Moving on. Persistence and consistency bring success. Continually using constructive rather than destructive conversation. Let's stop there. Let's unpack just that sentence. Say that first part of the sentence. Continually using constructive rather than destructive conversation. How many times are we getting in? Just sit in one of the diners close by and listen to what's going on in the conversations next to you. And you'll understand that there's so much destructive conversation taking place. And when that happens, what's going to happen? More destruction. You can't build something up by tearing it all the way down. You can tear it down to its foundation, but eventually you have to start building it up and stop talking about the destruction process. Does that make sense? Continuing on. And seeing the divine in every person and surrendering the mind in complete abandonment to the idea of success, regardless of relative condition or opinion. So let's unpack that, because that's a long one, right? So first of all, watching how we're talking about things. This week I noticed that I was falling into a pattern, actually it was a pattern, of jumping on board negative conversations. As they were taking place, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to join in and heap it on like everybody else. And over dinner the other night, Friday night over dinner, we were with all of our friends, I sat back in my chair and I went, wow, you're doing everything that you shouldn't be doing. No wonder you're feeling like crap and dessert is coming, right? My favorite part, and I'm feeling awful. I'm thinking, why? Because I have gotten myself, I've become the conversation. Instead of listening, I become the anger. I become the resentment. I become hostile. I become confused. I become fearful. Is anyone with me? And my job as a metaphysician, you're all faith healers right here, because you're here. That's what we do. Our job is to distance ourselves from those conversations. Certainly not be one that instigate, let alone participate. All right? So, that constructive conversation, seeing the divine in every person. Can I do that? Whew. Can we come back to that? I'm procrastinating on that. I procrastinate talking about that because that's one of my greatest challenges. My husband works in or volunteers for a pet shelter, Trey does. In fact, that's where he is today. And he comes home and he talks about these stories of these animals that come in that are emaciated and they're just in horrible condition. He'll take a picture and say, oh my God, this dog just came in. And his work in the universe, because he's not a people person, is to get into the cage with these animals who are cowering in a corner and trying not to pass judgment on the people that did this to that dog. His job isn't to pass judgment about the people who did this to the dog. His job is to love and bring peace and comfort to that person, that dog. So that's God's work. And he can take, in fact, just last week they dropped off this, it's just one of the things that you see on Sally Struthers pushing her thing. One of those dogs, and he said the dog was cowering in the corner, and he went in, and he's like the dog whisperer. He can be around any of the dogs, and he just got down with the dog, and the dog was shaking, wouldn't come to, started growling at him. Within a half hour, that dog was wagging its tail and in his lap and licking his face, which he allows every dog to do, which is disgusting, but let's another talk about that. But they were, that dog felt loved. It felt secured. He spoke out loud to the dog as if the dog could understand what he was saying, like, you're safe now. You're going to get 3 meals. We're going to walk you twice a day. You're safe now. You're safe now. Now, that dog doesn't know what he's saying, but maybe the dog on some metaphysical level, maybe there is a communication that exists on a nonverbal level where that dog felt safe. Are you providing that shelter for people in your life? Are you providing comfort for the people that are feeling awful? Are you passing judgment on those people that have created the situation? Again, we have to step back. We just have to step back. I need to mind my own life, mind my own business, do what I think is right without necessarily going into battle every single time I see something off. One of the other excuses is people don't feel like they're enough. I don't have enough. I'm not enough. I lack the skill set, and I'm limited as a result. I hear people, young people, I hear about this all the time. The generation 20s and 30-somethings, my daughter's group, right? And I go, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Because if you dig a ditch in consciousness, be prepared to fall into it. And that's what we do when we tell our own selves, I'm not able to do something. I'm not capable of to do something. I'm going to give you a personal story. So I was, last week when I was here, the soloist sang a song from Hairspray, and I mentioned, how many of you were here last week? Okay, so some of you weren't, though. So last week, I got cast in a musical called Hairspray. Now, I'm not an actor. I am an actor. Well, they say I am an actor. I'm up here. But I sing, and some guys that have a production company back in Palm Desert said, you know what? We want you to be Edna in Hairspray. And I'm like, are you out of your mind? Why would you ask me that? I don't know how to do this. I don't have that skill set. I have no idea what I'm doing. Why would you have me do that? And what did I do? I started to dig a ditch in my consciousness that I'm not able to do it. And they're like, Joe, we've seen you act on your Sundays. We've heard you sing. You learn the lines, we'll do the rest. And then you know what my excuse was? My memory. My memory isn't what it was when I was 40 years old, and I worry about that, and I'm thinking, so I started to give the excuses. Oh my God, how am I going to remember all those lines? You know, I started making excuses as to why it wouldn't happen, right? And then eventually, I caught myself, and I went, you're digging the ditch of your own failure. You've always dreamed of doing something like this. Shut up, Joe. You have the capability of doing this. That's when the affirmation comes up. I mean, divinely guided to those who are divinely guided for my highest and best good. I may not know how to do it, but someone else knows how to do it. They're going to teach me how to do it, and Edna, here she comes. Okay? You have to have the faith to step out and take the risk instead of making up the excuses that you're not enough and you don't have the skill set or whatever the excuse is. And this is true. When it's time for something new, you will feel it. You will feel a desire to let go, to shed layers, to move, to recreate. You will know because you will know because there will be subtle shifts all around you. My teacher, Dr. Tom Costa, used to say, in the word shell, because there were times we get comfortable in our shell, right? Yeah? In the word shell is the word hell. Because eventually, what you feel comfortable in no longer can contain you. There's something else you need to do. There's someplace else you need to go. There's something else you need to risk and put yourself out there so you can experience. Life just becomes smaller. You don't contract into a life of expansion. You can't shrink yourself into growth. The only way to do that is to stop making excuses and do something. You will release the old because, you will release the old because you are really clearing the path for what's ahead. Trust the process of the divine urge. There's a divine urge that happens, and sometimes you feel it. There's this inner urging that's going, it's pushing you, going, go out. There's more to life than what you're doing. There's more to life than what you're saying. There's more to life than there's more to life. Listen and then trust the process. When I trust the process, I don't have to know how to get from A to Z. All I need is to take the first step and then say, I'm being divinely guided to those who are divinely guided for my highest and best good. And for some reason, the person that gives me the second step appears, and the third and the fourth. I have my eye on the end. My eye right now with Edna is the last night of the show when I give my final bow. That's my eye. That's the Z. That's the Z where I'm at, right? But to get from here to there, I have to know that I'm being divinely guided. I also have another affirmation I want to share with you. I know what I need to know at the moment I need to know it. I know what I have to say at the moment I need to say it. I know what to do at the moment I need to do it. Something within me always knows what to do, what to say, and how to do it. Can I believe that? There are times I'm like, ooh, no. And then what do? Dig the ditch, jump on in, Joe. Walk the process. Take note, all right? Lack and limitation are not things of themselves, but rather the way in which we demonstrate our freedom. Why? Because the same law that binds us by our ignorance is the same law that sets us free. I did a prayer class yesterday with the men's group. There were a couple guys that were there. We had a really good meeting, and I was telling them that this is the way I think about it. We always say there's only one power in the universe. There isn't the Satan, there isn't the devil, there isn't evil. There's only one power, and it's our use of it. So imagine a power line that starts from this speaker and goes all the way to that speaker, but it's a line that goes all over the world. But let's just say, for sake of this conversation, this is the positive energy side, this is the negative energy side, but it's all one energy. We all use our capabilities one way or another, our God-given capabilities. Are you with me? Okay, so some people will hook up over here, and they have that positive energy. Some people will use their free will, they use the power, the wisdom, or knowledge, whatever that is, to do something that's not good. It's the same power. The same power that binds us over here sets us free over here. It's the same thing. We just have to get our divine bloated nothingness out of the way and start sliding over. Is this making sense? Are you there with me? All right, good. Whew. Here we go. This is another excuse. Well, I'm just an average guy living out an average existence. We are all subject to the law of averages until we specialize out of it. We can specialize ourselves out of this law, which says the average person must suffer all types of limitation, by making use of the universal law in an individualized way. This is a great example of this. You know, there's a consciousness that as you get older, things in your body begin to change, and you can't do what you used to do. And you know, in that age, at a certain age, you need glasses, and we've come to believe that all these things are true. And because we have a belief about them, there's an actual spiritual expectation that they're going to happen. There's an expectation. And guess what? When you have an expectation, the universe always says what? Yes. Say it again. When you have an expectation, what does the universe say? Yes. Exactly. When you have a belief about something, what does the universe always say? Yes. Does it tell you that you shouldn't be doing something? Is there some sort of shield that keeps that away from you because it's a negative experience that's going to put you over here? Is there some sort of energy that says, nope, I won't do that. I'm not going to give you the ability to do that. No, it doesn't exist because it all exists in the possibility of mind. And when you and I access that power, that's exactly what we're talking about. I get excited. Am I too excited? Okay. I'll have a glass of water here. Calm down a little bit. So, and I'm going to use Edna because she's the perfect example right now in my life. I'm retired, and I said to my husband, last year we spent the year, his dad was making his transition. We had to put a dog, let her go, and it was just a year where we didn't travel. Normally we travel, the previous year we were gone like 140 days. We went all over the world. Thank you, daughter, for finally giving back. Thank you. Off the payroll. Thank you. Anyway. So last year was a year when we were not doing as much. We didn't travel as much. In fact, we didn't even leave the country, which is odd for us because we normally are going all over the place. And I kind of woke up and I thought, in June, I woke up to myself and I went, you're bored. And if I'm bored, that means I'm boring. That means I'm boring. Okay, God. Okay, universe. I have to specialize out of this retirement can be boring concept. Get out of my Wheel of Fortune Jeopardy nighttime routine. Anyone? Dinner at 4, Jeopardy at 7, bed at 8, right? No one in this room. Right. Anyway, not judging, just observing. So when I made that decision to do something, certain things popped up, and then out of the clear blue, Edna came up. And Edna had been looking at since 2019. Since 2019, they had been talking about doing this, and I'm like, yeah. And I lived in Palm Springs at the time, so yeah, I said, I committed, yes, but now I live in Fort Lauderdale. I don't live there anymore. I moved, I retired. This is gonna be different for me. But then I thought, you know what? I can rent an Airbnb for a month. Why would you say no when you can specialize out of your boredom into something that's going to be exciting and fun? Now, I don't know what you have on your list, but you better put something on the list because expectation brings about demonstration. If you don't have the expectation, expect to be stagnant and bored. Are you with me? Next thing, we're almost done. Trust me, we're almost done. This is just a personal observation. The coolest people I've ever met have the most colorful pasts. They lived lives of risk, made bad choices, learned lessons, explored, and they're not afraid of being real. Tattered tapestries woven of similar threads, they're my kind of people, my favorite shades of crazy. And so it is. You know, people talk about you are the company you keep, and I find out, what I found is if I'm bored around the company that I keep, then I must be boring and I have to specialize out of it, and I realize I need crazy people in my life. I need people that are going to take risks. Not crazy risks, but over the line. I like to come up to the edge, if you haven't noticed, and kind of sometimes walk over it. And I'll make a mistake. So what? You make a mistake. So what? It's not a mistake. You learn what not to do. We know that, right? People talk about that old world concept of sin. Anybody? Say, ooh. Try it again. Ooh. That word sin, right? Sin's an archery term. Sin is an archery term. It means missing the mark. Big deal. Take another shot. We've made it some big deal about this thing that's missing the mark. I miss the mark every day. Anybody else miss the mark? I miss it multiple times a day, right? But that's okay. You miss the mark, you keep going. You don't give in. You don't say, oh, I missed the mark once, I'm going to retire and never try it again. No, if it's something you want in your life, you give it another shot. I just know what not to do this time around. Closing quote. Second to last closing quote. Stop expecting you from other people. Ooh. Ooh. Stop expecting you from some of your family, some of your friends, some of your coworkers, some of your neighbors, someone on the HOA. It's real. We have this expectation that everybody's at the same level we're at. No, not even close. See, you unitics, us unitics, we're a unique group of people. We see life differently. When we get into conversations with people, we see life differently. We talk about things differently. We relate to things differently. And that's great. But you can't expect other people to be at the same level you're at. In fact, you can't expect some of the same people in this room to be at the same level you're at. Everybody has a different concept of God. Everybody's had different relationships. Everybody had different experiences. Everybody's had a different relationship with the infinite intelligence, right? The infinite God. No one has the same. You may be married to someone for 150 years, but you still don't have the same life experience. Are you with me? Here's the closing quote, then we're going to go outside and have brunch. Next thing, I'm paraphrasing Ram Dass. What's that? We're going to pray. Oh, no, I'll get that done too. I know. Darby's going to watch this and go, I'm never having him back again. All right. Words to live by right now. Whether this is the first day of the apocalypse or the first day of the golden age, the work remains the same: to love each other and ease as much suffering as possible. Don't be distracted. Don't be distracted. People may believe that this is the apocalypse. Some may believe this is the golden age. It doesn't matter. Our job is to love and eliminate as much suffering as we can and be the presence of God in the room. Don't pile on. Don't get distracted by what's happening out there. I'm not saying ignore it, because it's happening out there. But everything that we do in this room is how to spiritually process the things that are happening out there. So take something that you learned today. I hope you learned one thing. If you learned one thing, I'm happy. If you didn't, don't write a letter. Don't call Paul or Darby. But if you take anything away, just understand this. Take one thing that you learned today and apply it this week. And that's why I made out a printout of all the PowerPoints, because if you miss them, it's there for you. I want you to have the information in your hands so you can look at it again. So start playing for me, my friend. So let's take a deep breath in. And exhale out once again. There was a lot of energy, a lot of information, a lot of details, a lot of concepts that came forward today. And just know that you will know what you need to know at the moment you need to know it. That all of us were divinely guided to be in this room today, to hear something we needed to hear, that our soul, our spirit needed to hear, to eliminate the frustration and the fear and the anger and resentments that may be happening on the outside world, to let them go just for this hour and gain one thing to hang on to. I know that something wonderful happened in this room today. It's because you were here. And if you just take one thing out into the world and share it with any number of people this week, then the unity of Broward did its work in the community by giving this sort of information out and putting it out into the world so that love expresses itself and not fear, so that joy comes forward, that happiness and comfort, peace, love, harmony, all the attributes of God become more and more manifested in our life, because when we begin to express them, we begin to attract them, when we begin to know them, we will begin to live them. Something wonderful did happen today. I thank you so much. Thank you, beloved presence. Thank you, Spirit. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Joe. You are just like Charles Fillmore. You fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm. And we are so blessed that you got to share with us today. Some of it rubbed off on us, I hope. And now is our time to give back, our time to express our zeal, our time to express our enthusiasm by supporting this community that supports us, that helps us feel uplifted, just like that. I don't know about you, but I got that power line running right through every part of me this week, and I'm looking forward to it. So there's so many ways you can give. You can put something in the offering plate as the ushers come up. You can donate online on our website, do recurring donation like I do. There's a text to give number there, or on the next slide, we have a square that you can scan with your phone and do it that way. But whatever way you give, thank you so much. So will you please join me in saying our offertory blessing? Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I give and all that I receive, and so it is.
All right, Unity, if you want to stand up and join us or clap your hands from your seat, don't be scared. All right? And if you know it, sing it with us, okay? Come on and ease on down the road. Come on, ease on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that might be alone. Come on, ease on down the road. Again, come on, ease on down the road. Come on, ease on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that might be alone. Come on, ease on down the road. Pick your left foot up when your right foot's down. Come on, legs keep moving. Don't you lose your ground. You just keep on keeping on the road you choose. Don't you give up walking 'cause you gave up shoes. Ease on down the road. Come on, ease on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that might be alone. Come on, ease on down the road. 'Cause there may be times when you think you lost your mind, and the steps you're taking leave you 3-4 steps behind. But the road you're walking might be long sometimes. You just keep on stepping and your feet just fade. Ease on down the road. Come on, ease on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that might be alone. Come on, ease on down the road. Hey. Oh, there may be times when you wish you wasn't born, and you wake one morning just to find that courage gone. But just know that feeling only lasts a while. You just stick with us and we'll show you how to smile. Get 'em up, going down. Ease on down, get 'em up, going down. Come on, Unity. Ease on down, get 'em up, going down. Ease on down, get 'em up, get 'em up. Ease on down the road, get 'em up, going down. Ease on down, get 'em up, going down. Ease on down, get 'em up, going down. Ease on down, get 'em up, going down.
so isn't our parents' church. You know that, right? You try to tell people what goes on here, and they go, what? I mean, here we are doing ease on down, ease on down. Yeah, all right. Let's say a big prayer. Come on, guys. Everybody stand up. Join with me. Join me in consciousness. Now our time has come to ease on down the road. We don't need to carry anything that's going to bring us down. We bring the Spirit, we bring the light, we bring the wisdom, we bring the patience, and we bring ourselves everywhere we go. For this, we're so very grateful. We let this beautiful day and this week unfold, and it does so easily, effortlessly, and with grace. Together we say, and so it is. Please join me in the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Amen. And all is well.
Join me, unity. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, with God as creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other. Have an amazing Sunday, Unity. See you on the next one.
Blessings are falling, are falling, are falling. Blessings are falling like a sweet, sweet rain. Blessings are falling, are falling, are falling on me. Beauty is falling, is falling, is falling. Beauty is falling like a sweet, sweet rain. Beauty is falling, is falling, is falling on me. Oh Lord, I receive your blessing. Oh Lord, I receive your grace. Oh Lord, I will dance forevermore. Oh Lord, I receive your blessing. Oh Lord, I receive your grace.